Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome, Manifest Impact Entity over there. How are you today?
I am phenomenal. How are you on this marvelous, majestic, I call it the M&M's Magic Monday.
Okay.
However you want this beautiful Monday to manifest for you.
Well, I'm excited. I just want, you know what, I feel like a lot is manifesting in my life through God's glory, just being able to just be infused inside of me and to allow my light shine. So I'm excited about everything that he plans to manifest through me. How about that? I'm super excited about it.
I am super excited with you. Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody, grab your virtual seats and let us know where you're visiting in from today. We're going to be talking today on how you can get your breakthrough. How do you get that breakthrough? And some of those answers you will get today right here on the Kim Jacobs Show from our guest, Manifest Impact Entity. Now, he is the author of a book that, well, you know, I'm not going to jump right into every detail because let me just tell you who he is first. And then we're going to get into some of his backstory as well. But Manifest Impact Entity is the founder and CBO for EGA Impact, Enriching Global Alliance, building global communities, vision environments, and S.A.F.E zones. And he will break that down as to what that means for you to experience and live your phenomenal. How do you live your phenomenal? With over 20 years of experience in the health and wellness area of personal development and self-help industry, he has amassed a wealth of knowledge that's turned into tools and techniques that's going to help all of us. So we're going to learn a lot today as we welcome Manifest Impact Entity to the Kim Jacobs Show. Glad to have you today.
Humbled to be here and humbled to serve greatness.
And backstage, we were tripping, right?
We had a good time. And I do want to let a little nugget out the bag. If for those who don't know, the beautiful Miss Kim Jacobs is actually the one responsible for the forward in the upcoming book.
Yes.
And put on your seatbelts. We about to rock it once, but we are humbled and we are grateful that the favor has been given to be an impact in so many lives. So
you know what I loved when I was reading through your manuscript, and I was like, this right here is going to be a game changer. And I really love the fact that you put it into volumes. You're doing it in a volume kind of situation.
The seasons of life.
Say it again.
It's the seasons of life. So we start with the winter and we go into the spring, the summer, and then the fall. But it's a tribute to Jim Rohn, who has a book called The Season of Life.
Right. That's good. And so what made you do the tribute to him in particular?
I believe that throughout the course of your life, you think you understand things, and then someone comes along and you're like, no, I think I need to have what he has as far as understanding and how we apply certain principles to life. So Jim Rohn was a phenomenal key. Also Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Jeff Olson, all mentored by Jim Rohn. So when he shared the story about how he went into a church and no one was taking notes, and he was like, I'm the only one that's going to get out of this church with all the nuggets. He was writing down from the sermon, and from that moment forward, I became a note taker. Find me on the front row. I want to hear what you got to say, because we all have a light to shine and a perspective on life that can be a blessing.
That's good. That's good. And you know, Dr. Lotus Rashay, who is a mastermind behind some of the things that you are putting out into the atmosphere, she talks about note takers are money makers. That's her direct quote. Note takers are money makers. So please, in the comment section, let us know that you are taking notes today. Let us know. Put a notepad emoji, put a pen, and say, hey, I'm over here taking notes. I plan to walk away with all of the nuggets.
And send up them hearts for Dr. Rashay.
That's right, right. Hashtag Rashay, right?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, what is the whole meaning of manifest impact? What does manifest impact mean to you personally?
Manifest for me personally, and even if you want to Google it, it means to observe, to be observant. But the other part of the meaning, which I live, is to break it down and make it simple and make it plain. So you can talk like a professor with all the degrees and lose your audience. Or you can say it in layman's terms and they're like, I never looked at it that way. So it means to break it down, make it simple, make it plain. Impact means that even if I'm not around you personally, I want to plant a seed into that life that whether I'm there or not, they can move forward and be their version of phenomenal.
That's good. So you take pride in breaking it down in the most basic terms so that every person, whether it's a child or an adult, an elderly person, everybody can understand the impact that they have on this earth.
They are their most valuable jewel.
Yay. I love it.
That's actually a song that my mother wrote. May she rest in peace. But Amanda Trotter Fleming, she wrote a song called You Are My Most Precious Jewel, speaking of Christ, and we are his children. We are his most precious jewel. So that's the value that I want people to see in their life is that, yeah, you can have the money, the houses, the cars, but if you don't value you, your mind, your personal relationship with your creator, then you're missing out on the most valuable treasure that you've been birthed on this planet to enjoy and to cultivate.
Wow. And you say your mom's name is what now?
Amanda Trotter Fleming.
Fleming, okay.
She is the angel now, looking down on us.
Aww.
Shouts out to all 11.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
We had 11 of us.
I see somebody backstage that I would like to pull in to join us and welcome Dr. Lotus Rashay.
Yes!
Hello.
Look at this beautiful earth angel. Welcome. Coming back from London.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much, Kim and Mr. Manifest. Thank you. It's an honor to be here today.
Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Lotus. I thought that would be a pleasant surprise. We were talking, and I said, he doesn't know you're going to pop in today.
Just another Magic Monday.
Yes.
That's so good. Listen, Dr. Lotus Rashay actually just came back off of her book tour in London. So tell us about your book tour, Dr. Lotus.
It was amazing. It's like motorcycles. So I had a great time in London. It was amazing, simply amazing. It was a part of the World Literacy Summit 2025 and a part of BAM, Black Authors Matter. And I got to tell you, it was one of the best times I've had in showcasing my book, Harnessing Your Thoughts, Take the Reins, Control Your Life and Win. Of course, Dr. Kim Jacobs, the Balanced Doctor, brought some balance to my book as well because she did my forward. And so I think it's so amazing that we're here today doing this amazing show with you today, Kim. And I'm looking forward to bridging the gaps with literacy and looking forward to taking Mr. Manifest over to this trip in London for the next one's coming up. So I'm really excited, had a great time, and just want to circle back around to Mr. Manifest's book. And thank you for letting me share that. I appreciate it.
Well, I am
appreciate
definitely,
you.
even though I know today is definitely about Mr. Manifest, I just like to at least highlight the fact that you did this. And I have something I just want to show. Give me 1 second, real second. Oh, wait, if I can, I think it's actually playing already. So let me see if I can
Awesome.
pause it for a second. And I'm going to share my screen only because anytime people are presenting other people, sometimes it's good to know who's behind the person that's
True.
being pushed.
True.
A lot of
True.
times when we are in the forefront, we don't get a chance to see who's beneath the iceberg pushing us
Exactly.
forward. So Dr. Lotus Rashay is somebody that always goes to the extreme to push other people forward. And so I just want to give you your flowers too while you're here on this earth, and let you know that we see you and we appreciate you and we thank you. And so let me just find, yeah, here, I'm going to play this quick clip and then we'll keep it moving here. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Can you hear it?
So we had a good time today. They offered a lot of
They're in a noisy facility in London. Can you hear it?
You may want to turn the volume up just a hair.
one of the greatest things that I've made today is never stop harnessing impact. Why? Because I never thought that I would be here at Oxford University presenting my book with so many other esteemed authors. But I wouldn't even be here. So don't stop harnessing that thing that God is giving you to do that. And like Les Brown said, if you're scared, do it scared. And like Lotus said,
Yes, you do.
if you're scared, be scared. It's okay. Do it anyway.
All right. I just wanted
Wow.
to say, it's so powerful, the message that you always present to people, Dr. Lotus, by telling people, even if we're scared, no matter what. I know you referenced Les Brown, but you said no matter what, do it anyway. Why do you feel that that's necessary, especially when you're promoting people like Manifest Impact Entity?
I think one of the biggest reasons why it's necessary to do it, even if you're scared, is because if you let fear hold you back, you will live a life of what ifs. And there are so many people that go to the graveyard. There are so many people that go to the jailhouse. There are so many people that go to the front porch and rock in their rocking chair their whole life through and never captivate what was supposed to be their destiny because of fear. Dr. Les Brown says that fear is false evidence appearing real. And of course, Mr. Manifest has met Dr. Les in person. He's read his books and he really looks at him in high esteem. And so both of us are on the same page when I say this. If you're scared, you got to do it scared, because there are so many dreams that died in the graveyard that people will never, ever hear. But there is someone on this planet, around this world, that needs to hear your message. And if you're too afraid to put your message pen to paper, then someone may not read what you have to say that could save their life, that could make a difference.
Good. Thank you so much. All right. So today, everybody, again, we are talking with Manifest Impact Entity. I want you to tell us, if you would, about EGA Impact and what inspired its creation and what's actually the core of the mission of it, because there's some really great things that you're working on.
Absolutely. But since she brought up Les Brown,
I know. I knew.
I gotta do the tribute.
Going down to Les Brown, bro.
It is possible. It's possible. But you gotta be hungry.
That's right.
So EGA Impact, in short, is Enriching Global Alliance. So as a humanitarian, first and foremost, it is my mission that I speak on behalf and work toward advocating for all of human beings on this planet. Yes. So it doesn't matter if we speak the same language or not. If you're in life, you're going, they say life be life, and then the struggle's real. If you're going through a human experience, you're going to face some trauma, you're going to face some challenges, you're going to face obstacles. But at the same time, it's who you are becoming in the process that I'm more focused on. Do you have those? And I tell everybody, everything is going to be two things, a relationship and an investment. So are you in alignment with what you need to be investing in, and in your alignment in understanding and communicating with that relationship in the relationship's language, not necessarily how I want to see it. No, sometimes you have to learn the language of that relationship to be able to grow in it. So EGA Impact, we are creating communities locally first, networking locally first, so people can have a place where they can come and they can definitely get the resources that they need. We stand on the pillars of integrity, resourcefulness, resilience, and significance. So these are personal principles that I applied to my life that I felt that those would be strong pillars to also add in my business as well. And if I didn't answer your question, please.
Oh, you done skyrocketed right on up and away.
You have to forgive me, because when the Spirit starts speaking, it's not even me talking anymore. It's like, God, give me what to say for the people who need to hear this in this time and in this moment. And I'm just a vessel, so I'm humbled to serve greatness.
That's good, y'all. Listen, we are talking with Manifest Impact Entity, and he has a new book that you definitely want to scan that QR code and go ahead and make sure that you get your copy. And it's coming soon. It's right around the corner here, and you don't want to miss this opportunity. He's helping us understand what our superpower is and how to get the breakthrough that each and every one of us rightfully deserve. So we are going to be talking a whole lot this episode about your value, your superpower, how you can tap into that greatness that does lie within you. And so we just talked now about EGA and how important it is to have relationships and investments. That's good. Dr. Lotus, before we would transition to anything else, and especially since you're also the host of the Lotus Richer Ignites show, I want to make sure that I give you a chance to ask any questions regarding EGA Impact and talking from that perspective for a moment before we transition.
Yes, thank you so much, Kim. The young lady that you saw there in the video earlier, she is one of the top attorneys around the world, but definitely throughout the United States. And she works with a lot of top movie professionals, people in entertainment. And I'm bringing that up to say that I got to meet Kiana Dancy, and I don't know if you guys know who she is. She was featuring her book as well, Bye Bye Bags. And I'm bringing that up because not only was I in Oxford with the top of the top, I'm bringing that up because Mr. Manifest, when he came to the Lotus Richer Ignites team, and he said, you know what? I've been incarcerated. I've had a lot of challenges in my life, but Dr. Lotus, there's this book that God gave me, the Most High gave me, put inside me, and I got to get this book out. I've been working on this book for so many years. And we said, okay, let's talk about it. And that book has come to fruition. And I can only imagine some of the struggles that he had to have. Just like the comedian, Miss Dancy, just like the attorney you saw. They all started from humble beginnings.
That's right.
But now many of them are multimillionaires because they started, but they were afraid. They started, but they had people who said, I can't help you. They started, even though their own family, some of them said, no, I can't support you. And so my question to you, Mr. Manifest, is, have you ever been turned away? Has someone ever said, I can't support you, but you said, I'm hungry, and you kept going?
Stay hungry. Stay hungry.
And
Even
why
when you get there, stay hungry.
That's
Yes.
good.
I love that.
Being turned away is probably one of the greatest gifts that a person can actually experience, because it's in those moments where you, and this is how my book begins, you start with establishing relationships and investments. You start with establishing a real connection of intimacy with your creator. And then he teaches you how to love you. And then he teaches you how to understand. And then he teaches you how to connect. And then he teaches you how to enrich.
My God.
And then you become a vessel. And as that cup is being full, the only thing that could happen next is an overflow.
That's right.
Yes.
So then you begin to shine amongst people who turned their backs on you and told you you will never be anything. And you're like, but God.
My God.
God.
My
But
God.
God.
But God.
Wow.
That's amazing, because so many people have felt that but God moment. So many people have said, I don't have nobody. This is one question I wanted to ask you. I remember you and we talked, and you said, when we were in Kansas, actually, we were at an event together, and you talked about you were there for a reason. There was something that had actually happened in your family.
Yes.
But you said, I have to be in the room. I have to be in the room, because somebody or something is going to happen to me in that room that's going to take me to the next level. Can you talk about that a little bit? Because that's really how we met, Kim. I was at an event. Okay. I was speaking at an event. I'm a part of BTBY, and I was in the room, and I had the pleasure of finally meeting Mr. Manifest in person. I had seen him on some of the panels where he spoke and stuff like that, but I hadn't met him in person. But had he not come to that room, I wouldn't have met him.
Wow.
That is what we call alignment. I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. I believe that God prepares us as we go through things, and then we just show up to the appointment that he has predestined for us. But speaking in specifics to that situation, that's when my mother was passing. And my family was in Oregon for her passing. But the Spirit said to me, the legacy needs to live on through you. Where would be the most advantageous blessing or recognition of my mother? And that's why you were able to meet me in that room. Shouts out to the BTBY family for putting on that event. But that's why you were able to meet me in that room, is because it wasn't me showing up. It was my mother moving through me saying, you need to continue what I started. I'm not physically here, but the work isn't done.
That's right.
And that's what I want to be to my children and to my grandchildren, is that you will continue this work. And that's why I begin with Sifa Ina Adamababa Wusi, because it says my creator and the origin of humanity. I can trace my link all the way back to the beginning of time. Maya Angelou says it beautifully. If you see me standing here as one, I'm not standing as one. I'm standing as 10,000.
Yes.
So it's amazing to see that though we get caught up in the physical aspects of things, you should have been at your mother's funeral. No, I'm paying homage to my mother by continuing the work in the ministry that she instilled in us as children. My younger brother is now a bishop. Shouts out to you. Continue doing what you're doing. And it's 11 of us. So I'm going to encourage them in the way that they need encouragement. But at the same time, I know what I'm purposed here to do. And I have to hold accountability for allowing God to use me as a vessel and continuing his purpose through my life. Whether people understand that concept or not, that's not for me to decide. It's for me to do the work that he has sent me to do.
That's so good. That's so good. So good.
Yes.
Okay. Then whenever you talk about SAFE, and you use it as an acronym, SAFE, and that is how you kind of yank out that phenomenal out of people. What does that stand for, and how do you get people to their phenomenal? And I've never really even heard it in a way of how you say it in the context of a sentence, like you get them, that is the end of the period, like to their phenomenal,
Yeah.
exclamation point, versus you are a phenomenal individual. Usually it's in the middle of a statement, but you're like, no, I'm gonna get you to your phenomenal.
You have to manifest your phenomenal.
Right.
That's the gift that is to each individual. You have control over that to manifest your phenomenal. Some people say make it a great day. Why stop at great when you can be phenomenal? Make it a phenomenal day. So safe zones come into place. It would not be without the dove. And when he was baptized, the dove shined upon him and said, "This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased." So it starts with the dove, the D being your defaults, your disciplines, the O being the overflow that comes from it, and the VE being the vision environments that creates your safe zone.
So we're gonna need to say that one more time, because I need somebody in the studio audience
take
to
notes.
take some notes, y'all, because that right there was just deep. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Wait a minute. Why stop at great when you can be phenomenal? I wanted to type that, because there's some good stuff you're saying, and we cannot miss it in the notes here. Okay. Oh, I done misspelled phenomenal. I'm messing with y'all over here. I'm trying to do the most. Okay.
You can spell it with an F. You can spell it with a PH, as long as you are manifesting it.
Spell it how you want. Okay.
Spell it however it phenomenally comes out. So the dove is the animal essence, like the eagle. I use the dove because the dove represents your defaults.
Yes.
You got to change that mindset at some point.
Yes.
So that's your disciplines of changing your mindset. They said raise the temperature on the thermostat.
Good.
Secondly, that leads to your overflow, because now as you begin to change, you're going to impact people's lives around you. They have permission to also shine. But then that comes from a vision environment. I know a lot of people, I've been doing vision boards for years, and I'm like, how do you make a vision board? You're not even on the board.
that is bizarre. You have to be on the board.
Whose vision is it really? Because if it's your vision, I don't see your picture nowhere in that board. Okay.
I so agree with that.
So actually it's vision environments. The very essence of the breath that you're breathing, which is a gift. The time that is a gift that you are giving. Everything should reflect your vision. It shouldn't be just a board. That's just one representation. It should be your environment, what you listen to, what you eat, what you think, what you watch for entertainment. It should all tie into that vision. So that vision environment is where we create your safe zone. Because your comfort zone is where you fall short. You go back to what's familiar. You go back to your distractions or addictions. You go back to the things that you think are going to get you ahead, but over time, that slight edge, as just Jeff Olson shares in his book, it's going to take its effect over time too. So in your safe zone, that S is going to be your sanctuary.
Okay. Somebody type that. Listen, y'all, in the studio audience, we should be typing like crazy. I'm over here typing. Okay, so S is your safe zone, okay?
So that S in safe zone is your sanctuary.
Sanctuary, okay.
And I'm just going to give you one word because they all go deep. I'm just going to give you one word for the acronym. The A is the atmosphere.
Okay.
The F is the fulfillment. And the E is what they call the ether in Think and Grow Rich. That's the energy or the spirit moving. The E is the ether. So for the sake of manifestors, we call that enrichment. Sanctuary, atmosphere, fulfillment, and enrichment. Everything is energy.
Okay, so let me put this all up. Okay, you said S is sanctuary, A atmosphere, F fulfillment, and E is ether.
or enrichment.
Or enrichment. Put y'all type
A lot of people don't understand the ether.
Yeah, I put
Okay.
that.
You gotta have some Think and Grow Rich in you to
Yeah,
understand
I
that
put it in
ether.
the chat.
All right. Listen, y'all, we are learning so much already today from Mr. Manifest here himself, who is keeping it so, as people say, 100. So we get a chance to understand how we can be a better version of ourselves. And so I want to make sure too, we put up this book to give people, how do people go about getting the book now so they can start supporting pre-orders?
Yes. The pre-orders are taken through Manifest Impact Books and Events.com. As you can see, there's a QR code as well. As much as I'm loving this show, there's just not enough time to get in the depth of the iceberg of the book. So we're just giving you the tip of the iceberg today. But you can see how deep it already goes, just exploring just the tip of the iceberg.
And then here's the actual link if you want to screenshot that as well. And it's Manifest Impact Books and Events.com. Manifest Impact Books and Events.com. And that's for our audio podcast listeners as well that's not seeing the screen, okay? So if you are seeing the screen, you can scan that QR code and go ahead and pre-order. If you know that you have already done that today and you're like, I have already pre-ordered, I've got my copy coming, I'm on board, I'm getting this today, go ahead and put it in the comments section so that Mr. Manifest can be encouraged in knowing that you have some supporters out here. So go ahead and put it over in the comments section as well. And let's see. I have a video clip that I think would be cool to play too, because I know people are contemplating.
Shouts out to Miss K, Lotus Rashay team.
Yes. Let me, you know what?
That is a beautiful family.
Let's see. Let me put some comments up before we play the video. All right, Michael Freeland, go ahead, co-host over there at Lotus Rashay. Read the comments. A couple of these comments.
All right, fantastic. Well put, plenty nuggets. Let me move that. Okay.
Elevation.
Well put, plenty of nuggets. Elevation through education. Love it. Keep rising, my friend. And hello, DJ Dr. Michael Freeland. Great to see you. Sanctuary atmosphere, fulfillment and enrichment. Thank you all the way from Virginia, Rutherford Hall. We happy to see you here today. Discipline, overflow, vision, environment.
Yeah, she's taking notes. That's a note taker out there. That's a note taker.
She got the dove shining on her.
Yes.
Somebody else had a question.
Why stop at great when you can be phenomenal?
That's a quote. That's a quote. Manifest Impact. Yes. Catherine De Leon.
Manifest your phenomenal.
I'm
Love
a mirror, Catherine.
And she's also the one that helped put that video together. Dr. Lotus Rashay's team. I see somebody saying, okay. All right.
Young. Hello. Dr. Tina J. Ramsey is in the house. #live. Hello, Dr. Tina. We absolutely love seeing you here today. Thank you so much for your support.
Let me pause for a second. If you all don't know who Dr. Tina J. Ramsey is, you all need to definitely be following her. She is the founder with Curtis Ramsey, co-founder of CTR Media Network. And you see that plastered right here on our template. And that's because we are a part of 100 countries that we stream in now, 350 million households, thanks to Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. And then we also had the opportunity to now be featured on Roku. So when you go to Roku television or to Apple TV, Amazon, or Android TV, you will also find the Kim Jacobs Show on those platforms. And all you have to do is download the CTR Media Network app. If you haven't done that already, we actually were #1 last month here. This month, actually. Yeah. Last month. Anyway, awesome. #1 in the self-improvement channel. So I'm excited to be a part of CTR Media Network. Okay, let's see other comments.
We got some other comments, and I'm going to read them from my phone. I'm looking down. Elizabeth Ferdinand out of Newark, New Jersey. She's in the house. Dennis Sprague I see you. You're in the house. I think Dennis is out of Virginia. So we see you. So thankful to have you here.
Okay. And then somebody said somebody's joining in from Nigeria. So
Nigeria. Awesome.
All right. All right. Listen, you guys, keep your comments coming, and also make sure that you put in the comment section that you're purchasing and pre-ordering the book. We want to make sure you don't miss that opportunity to get this book right fresh off the press. Hot off the press, you'll be getting a copy of it. Okay. All right. Let's see. And as far as your global communities are concerned, because you're building globally, that's why I even mentioned the 100 countries that we're streaming in. What does that look like in motion, in action for you, Mr. Manifest?
In motion and in action, being present. You meet them where they're at with the expectation that just like I had to go through the work to change, at some point you're going to have to go through that journey. But unfortunately for me, I had to go through it alone. That's not the case for you. Now you have somebody that can go through that, holding your hand, taking you step by step, and being a resource to you that on those more traumatic, deeper topics that what we call the dungeon, how good would it feel to have somebody holding your hand while you're walking through the dungeon?
It's good.
Bringing you back to that light. So as a global network, I envision that at some point this book will be translated into whatever language that they speak it in that particular area or country, because I don't want our language to be a barrier to them getting the blessings that they need as they transition through their lives.
Wow, this is awesome, and very profound statements and comments and answers that you're giving that are extremely thought-provoking. So as you're talking to me, I'm just almost like internally analyzing things that I have going on in my own life, and I can see light at the end of the tunnel based on some of the things that you're sharing today. So it's very inspiring, and I believe that
healing is painful.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be anyone to sugarcoat. Most people say I'm too blunt, but in the process of healing, in that pain of healing, not only is your strength increased, your fortitude increased, so you can go through those struggles, but you also are blessed with the gift. And that's why everything starts by gassing up. Gratitude, attitude, servitude. Everything starts by gassing up, because the blessing in that healing is that now you are in a position to be a comfort or to be in a healing aspect or mechanism to someone else's life as they're going through their healing process. Sometimes you got to go through it before you can actually be like, okay, I understand what you're going through.
Right.
I was speaking with a young lady actually on yesterday, and she was talking about a book that she was given for parenting. And she was like, you can tell this person don't have no kids by the advice she was given in the book. But what I was able to share with her was that the book is still a blessing, because now, because of your actual experience, it's time to rewrite that book correctly, addressing those things that were inaccurately put into that book from a mother's perspective, having 4 kids, doing it as a single mom. And that's why that purpose is called on your life, to put you in alignment with launching your business and being there for single moms, because that's what you say that you want, is to be that support and anchor for single moms because of what you've been through.
That's right.
So now you have the opportunity to be able to lock arms with other beautiful women. And I don't think it's just single moms. I think it's single parents, because some fathers are out there doing it single too.
You better believe it. Right.
You get to lock arms with people that see the vision, that see what is necessary as a community that we need in planting these seeds to begin to heal our environment and heal our land.
This is good. Okay, Dr. Lotus, please. I don't want to overtalk, so feel free. If you have anything you want to say or ask, I would love for you to feel free to do so as well.
One of the most exciting things that I learned when doing this book with Mr. Manifest was that he understands frequency, and he understands how to really not just speak to a person, but really touch the heart of them through his life experiences. And so my question to you, Mr. Manifest, is, as a person who may have been incarcerated. Because as you all know, I worked in the prison system for 7 years.
Okay.
And there are all manner of people, some people who are celebrities, non-celebrities, but they're still in the system.
Mhm.
What would you say to a person that is trying to get out of the system, but they feel a lack of hope, like they can't make it? Because let's face it, you've come out, you're in school, you got your book, you're in various organizations that
We're
is
doing midterms right now. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in midterms right now. So when I get off of here, I'm going to do midterms. Let's back up just for a moment, because in this moment, the Spirit is telling me to say, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. There is no lack of hope. That's just not an option. There's
Hello.
always hope. The question is, are you willing to get into alignment? Even when Abraham was like, as old as I am, and I got Isaac now, God is telling me to go sacrifice my only son.
Mhm.
Did he believe God to the point to where, as old as I am, I guess God's just going to give me another boy, another son, because he's asking me to sacrifice this one?
Right.
Actually, what he was showing Abraham is that you got to leave the tent. Literally. You got to leave the tent. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your distractions are, whatever your addictions are, whatever your self-imposed limitations are, you got to leave the tent first to get to your ram in the bush. That ram didn't come in the tent. That ram came on the journey. So I want to impart to you, no matter what situation or where you are, you can be technically not in prison and still be in prison. So your freedom starts where you begin to allow yourself to be open. Let's say it that way. Be open to allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to value what change truly is. Discipline is not a bad thing. Responsibility is not a heavy weight. These are things, they're actually gifts like gratitude, like love, like intimacy that have been put in place for you to have a better connection and relationship within. And as you work from the inside out, as we say, experiencing enriching excellence from the inside out, feeling the healing vibrations. Thank you, Dr. Lotus Roche. You have to be able to allow yourself to see a prison for what it is. It's a confinement. And it doesn't matter if you're inside a jail cell or on the streets. If you are allowing things to confine your mind, that's the prison you need to break free from. Because there's people in prison that are freer than people outside the prison.
You better believe it. That's good.
Did I answer that?
Yeah, I told you, yes, you answered it in a mighty way for sure. Let me. The book launches also. Let me make sure I put this. It's on April 21st, just so everybody knows, so you'll know exactly when the book formally launches. A lot of times when I have people that come on the Kim Jacobs Show, we all have varying thoughts and we have different philosophies, and so obviously, anybody that knows me knows that I believe in Jesus Christ, and that's my Lord and Savior, and that's what I 100% believe. So when I hear language of like frequency and stuff like that, I promise, I have no idea what is even, what
In
are
your terms, it would be the Holy Spirit.
Huh?
In your terms, it would be called the Holy Spirit.
Okay. I'm like, what am I talking about?
When Jesus was being baptized by John the Baptist,
okay.
John the Baptist was like, actually, you need to be baptized in me. He's
Right.
like, no, the scripture must be fulfilled. And the dove came and shined upon him.
That's right.
And then on the day of Pentecost, since we're in Easter time right now,
Yes.
when he left, he said, you got to be in this room on one accord.
On one accord,
in
before
one
I
place,
give you with the power from
and where 2 or 3 are gathered.
Touching and agreeing.
Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Whoa! Yes.
Well, I'm really honored that you all are here today, and definitely I can hear all of the nuances and the things that are pertaining to some scripture-based items. And but I think when we're talking today, what I want to make sure people know is, how do you actually become the transformational leader and the person that you are supposed to be and get your breakthrough in life? So I really want people to know that, because you are a transformational leader. You embody this work, and you've been doing it for well over 20 years. So I really want people to know how they can really glean from you to apply it to their own personal lives, so they can start seeing this stuff happen for them too, because you're very confident.
If you look at, and thank you again, Dr. Lotus Richer, for your phenomenal team. When we were envisioning the cover of this book, I didn't know it was going to have a twofold meaning. I just knew my emblem.
Okay.
I just knew my emblem. So I love that. Yeah, leave it right there. I love that for my DC fans, Superman is opening up his shirt. For my Marvel fans, Iron Man is on the chest. But if you want to look deeper to what it's actually saying, it says SUP at the very top of that circle, spiritual, universal principles, which means that, and I just term it as but God, what it simply means is that you're not going to move without having a spiritual connection with your creator. That relationship is going to have to be first and last in your life. And even though when we teach tithing, we say give God his 10%. But most people think of that, and you can take it down now. Most people think of, because I want the heart-to-heart, mind-to-mind, soul-to-soul. Matter of fact, I'll take my glasses off because I really want to connect with you right now. Most people see that and they think of finances. What they're not understanding is that he wants his 10% in every aspect of your life, whether that be your thoughts, your emotions, your relationships, how you volunteer in your community, how whatever degree, your breath of life. 10% tithe is not just finances. Your personal relationship with your creator is where it all starts. And if you look at it, it's also a clock, because time is the most valuable resource that you can't get back. And at 2 o'clock is where you fall into SIP, self-improving principles and practice. That's your mirror. So between the SUP and the SIP, all happens. Everything happens. And then he teaches you how to love yourself. Then he teaches you how to believe. He teaches you how to understand. He teaches you how to love thy neighbor as thyself. But the greatest of the commandment is to love God first, and then love your neighbor as yourself. He's teaching you to love you so you can in turn better understand how to love your neighbor. Now I put my
I love that. And if I may, I just want to share something from one of our viewers in Nigeria, because what you said and what she's saying, wow, it's so powerful. She says your freedom starts when you give yourself the permission to value life. Because you really value that life, that one life that you have. Seeking your creator. Some of us call our creator God, Jesus, Yahweh, the Son of Man. I mean, we have so many names, but we have to give ourselves permission to have that relationship.
Yeah, it always starts with a personal, intimate relationship. If you want to invest in a relationship, invest in the relationship with your creator first, and everything else in your life will begin to work itself out.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Well,
that's
all
powerful.
right. This is
That's
good.
powerful.
This is a good conversation, and I want everybody that's tuning in to be able to hear more. Let's see. Good morning. I am watching this good show and segment. Good to see you all this morning. My mom says, Nora says, your freedom starts when you give yourself permission to value life. And Michael Freeland said, absolutely. I stand with the single men that keep the next generation of men surviving. All of these are just great comments. All absolutely grow through what you go through. Watching, Andrea says, all the way from the Philippines. It's a pleasure to have you too. And here, read this paragraph. Read that paragraph.
Mike says, I am so proud to be connected to such phenomenal people. You can never be God's giving, but your impact on lives is immeasurable. Dr. Lotus Richey and Kim Jacobs, I grow from how you have both contributed to my life. Blessings to all of you guests. Thank you, Dr.
We grow from you too. And if you don't have Dr. Michael Freeland's book, it is How to Free Your Mind, Free Your Real Estate. The real estate in our minds. A lot of times people are focused on houses and land, but what about the freeing our minds? And hey guys, I have my whole fan. Everybody's coming in at one time. The dog's like, hello.
Yes, it's good. Everybody's coming in for the blessing overflow.
It's that energy. It's that energy.
Dr. Lotus Richey.
He's sitting there trying to get a treat. He like, somebody better recognize I'm on good behavior.
And Dr. Lotus Richey actually used the phrase breakthrough. And so to manifest, break it down, make it simple, make it plain. In a breakthrough, something's got to break.
That's right. Good.
Something's got to break. Yes. So if you're not going to let life break you, that means that you're giving your permission to let yourself break so that he can move through you and take you to where you need to be.
That's good. That's good.
If I may, Kim, I want to say this too, because when we talk about that breakthrough, can you imagine yourself being chained? Can you imagine yourself being chained, being bound? Literally. And a lot of times the way we think has caused us to be bound because the way we think has caused certain behaviors, that press us down as people. We start believing some things about ourselves that's just not true. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing. You just like your daddy. Oh, you're a woman. You can't be this. Oh, you just got out of jail. You can't do that. Oh, you're not old enough. You're too thin. You're too heavy. You just can't.
Right.
But when we decide to break those chains, mentally, that has bound us because we got to harness our thoughts, right?
Yes.
When we break the chains of our mental reel of state, I'm bringing it in, that really helps us to move into that overflow mindset. That really helps pull us in that sanctuary, pull us in that atmosphere of fulfillment, pull us into that ether, pull us into that safe space. So I love that you said that, Mr. Manifest, because some things have to be broken. We have to release those chains because sometimes we are our own imprisoner. We imprison ourselves.
Right. We're our own worst enemy.
This book is going to help us to manifest a better way of thinking, a better way of living, a better way of connecting with people, a better way of communicating, and a better way of just being.
I'm glad that you brought that to light because there's two things that are going to have to be shifted. And these are my pet peeves. One is self-imposed limitations. The second one is, they call it imposter syndrome.
That's right.
You can't break through. You can't free yourself with imposter syndrome and self-imposed limitations. These are things that we're doing to ourselves. It's no one else doing it to us. These are things we're doing to ourselves. We have to have that self-talk. We have to have that self-intimate relationship. And that's why SIP is so critical in your journey. God's got us. That's the SUP. But then it's my responsibility in the SIP to address those issues in my mirror that need to be addressed. And like I said, now you have the opportunity to have others lock arms with you to help you go through that and grow through that. You don't have to do it by yourself anymore.
That's good. Okay, so listen, you don't have to do this journey called life by yourself, not when you have people like Manifest Impact Entity and Dr. Lotus Richey and Michael Freeland and Catherine De Leon and different
Kim Jacobs.
Okay, and Kim Jacobs, you're right. And all kinds of people. That's why when we're talking about bringing balance to the world, one household at a time, I'm actually saying we're going to bring you with solutions that's going to make your life better. So if you apply some of these strategies, the whole game should change for you in life. I want to play this quick video to give you some more insight about this new book release coming up, and you don't want to miss this opportunity. Stay tuned. Here we go.
We know how life be lifing. Yes, the struggle's real. You or someone you know is facing financial, emotional, mental, or some type of physical pain, ailment, or stress, and that's right now. According to the APA, American Psychological Association, 77% of Americans reported being stressed out by work in the last month. That's about 6 in 10, 57% indicating they experience burnout due to work-related stress. Hi, I'm Manifest Impact Entity, and I'm sharing with you my new book, Your Value is a Superpower, 9 Essential Steps for Creating Self-Worth. This magnificent masterpiece will help you build self-esteem, build self-confidence, build self-worth, improve your health, finances, and relationships, relieve that stress and pressure. Using your step-by-step blueprint, maximize your efforts and time, gain clarity and peace of mind. Let this book move you to that next level. Click the link below or scan the QR code and let's take this journey together.
Right, y'all should have been scanning that QR code, letting them take that journey together. Did you already do it? I'm telling you, you can feel the excitement and the zeal and the passion that's coming from you with this project. So I want to also just put up a couple of pictures. I saw so many different pictures and I was like, oh man, there's so many. I want to make sure I take a moment and just, there are so many.
While you're doing that, let me just love on Dr. Lourdes Roche and the Ignite family, because you don't know what the work goes on behind the scenes. And people who know me personally know I'm one that moves in silence. I do the work behind the scenes and then pow, now you see what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But to have Dr. Lourdes Roche and her phenomenal Unite team having the anchor, having the core of bringing this into fruition, something that I did back in 2011, and now it's 2025, but bringing it up to relevancy to this day and time, to be able to connect me with the most beautiful spirit and soul in Kim Jacobs, and for her taking a chance to bring me onto her show, and not only do that, but write the foreword for my book. I am so humble. I am so grateful, and this is a testament to what can happen when you allow yourself to be in alignment, to make those choices, even like she said, do it scared, even though you don't know what's on the other side. And I'm grateful to BTBY for putting on the event that brought this into fruition. And so as we move forward, I'm just going to speak life over everyone that's on this particular show right now. And I'm going to speak it in overflow because there are some that are not on this show that you know, and we're going to just overflow through you who are on this show. We're going to speak life. We're going to speak that love. First and foremost, that love and that intimacy with your creator. May it impact your mirror. Let us take it next to impact your finances. Let us take it next to impact your relationships, your health, wherever you find yourself in your life right now. Know that without a shadow of a doubt, this is not by accident or by coincidence that you are on this particular show right now. So God has a purpose that he's moving through you, and it was for you to be here to get what you needed. The people who ain't here ain't supposed to be here. It was for you to be here to get what you needed so he can continue to confirm in your life the calling he has on your life and the purpose that he's moving through your life. Heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. We continue believing, knowing, working, and staying the course.
Wow. Wow. And listen, you don't know how you're impacting even young people, even though they may not be over there in the comments section. I have somebody here. I'm celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday!
20-year-old
blessed day.
Thank you so much.
Jeremiah Jacobs, everybody. Today, if you're watching this, you may be watching it as a replay in the future, but today, April 14th, is none other than my son Jeremiah Jacobs' 20th birthday. What do you want to say?
I just want to say thank you guys for the birthday wishes, and please continue to share the information and spread glory to God. And that's about it. I'm gonna go fishing. That's why
We do it for you.
Looking good,
Everything
Jeremiah.
that we do it for you so you can do it for your kids.
Yes, sir. Totally agree. I'm gonna pass the information along. I've been sitting here listening, and you guys are saying some good stuff.
Humble to be in
Thanks,
the present.
Jeremiah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Fishing.
Okay, I'm gonna go fishing, but have a great one.
Yeah, he's an avid fisher, actor, all kinds of different hats that he wears. So I just want to celebrate his birthday today. Also, I always like to give people the opportunity because sometimes people reach out and they want to know, how do we support the Kim Jacobs Show? The way that you can do that is by partnering with us. You can either do it through one of our Patreon programs. You can also pour into the program, whether it's through PayPal, Venmo, or even through Zelle, Apple Cash, you name it. There's all kind of ways to support the program. But that allows us to bring this programming into your home on a daily basis. And this is the way that we can continue to bring balance to your house each and every day with guests like Manifest, with Mr. Manifest. All right. There was also a video that I have here with Dr. Lotus Richey and some of the services that you all offer. These great videos that you see. Here's what happens if you want to take a look at it.
Are you one of the action takers that are ready to do business with a company that knows what they're doing to enhance your customers' reach and raise their revenue? And the best way for you to do that is not sitting behind your desk hoping, wishing, and praying that it happens. The best way to get out there is making yourself visible, and I can show you how. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey from Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting, and we consult corporations all around the world to wrap their message up in such a way that once they deliver it, people will feel almost crazy not to accept their offer and do business with them. It's time for you to get the type of business video that's going to put you in front of the winners. Because after all, you're in business to win. And we at Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting, we can help you put together your message, put together your video, and share it with the world so that you can win. We'll see you on the inside. Connect with us today.
All right, everybody, make sure that you connect with Dr. Lotus Richey and her global team to do some of your upcoming video work, and you will not regret it. You'll see your business catapult to the next level. That's what I'll say.
Absolutely.
All right. What's the best piece of advice you've received, Manifest, that you would pass on to somebody else? I just would love to hear that because there's been so much great words of wisdom.
It goes back to simplicity. You start where you're at. You start exactly where you're at. But then you give yourself permission to allow yourself to, one, enjoy the journey, because it's going to be a journey, but to two, see, and that's why the book is called Your Value is Your Superpower, see that you yourself are the most valuable gift that God has created. And everything flows through you, not happens to you. It flows through you and create the life that you desire and that you design for yourself. But it starts with you.
That's good. Okay. And then I had some photos here and I was like, so much going on in your life. I was going back and looking through the archives and I'm like, look at all of these great photos. Are you musically inclined? So there's some stuff going on with you. Tell us real quick about this too.
Yes. So that's me as Mr. Intimacy. That's usually how I begin my talks is I will minister through music, because before our spoken language, vibration, sound is actually our original language. So I communicate through music and then I communicate in words.
Look at you. You multi-talented over there. And look at you in your white suit. You ain't playing.
Wearing the American flag.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's
okay.
my veteran suit right there.
Oh, awesome. And then I saw these pictures, and I hope I'm pulling the right pictures because I didn't ask you for these. So I'm assuming, I pray this is right, that this is somebody special in your life.
That is Amanda Trotter Fleming, That's the heavenly angel now, but I called her Queen Mother Earth while she was physically on this planet. That's my mom right there, who wrote the song "You Are My Most Precious Jewel." She actually employed me. I would have done it for free. She actually employed me to play the saxophone on that track.
Wow. And
look at those angels. Yes, those are my sisters. My mom looks as young as my sisters.
She does. That's why I was like, Emma, I hope this is the right picture. I wasn't sure. I was like, your mom looks good. Looks really good.
Her gift to life was nutrition.
Okay.
She has a book called Death in the Pot, where she talks about soul food really being death food. So that's a whole nother topic for another day. But she was a nutritionalist, so she gave us the gift of being mindful of what we put into our bodies, just like I'm now giving the gift of being mindful of what we put into our minds.
Wow.
Soul food, right?
So
it should be healing, not giving you the diabetes and sugars and all that good stuff.
That's right. Good. This has been just a very enlightening interview conversation. Dr. Lotus, any closing comments you want to say to Manifest, or anything that you want to say as a closing comment? And then we're going to have a closing comment from you and close out.
Mr. Manifest, I just am so excited. I'm looking forward to next Monday. It's the launch day. I encourage you all, join us on the Lotus Richet Ignite show. We will be doing that, or it'll be Books to Boom Your Business. But in any case, it's going to be a show that you definitely don't want to miss, where we're going to be having Kim Jacobs tuning in or jumping on with us as well. And so we look forward to helping Mr. Manifest make his book a #1 Amazon bestseller. I know that we can do it. I know that we are doing it. Why? Because we're on the show of shows, the Kim Jacobs Show, the Balance Doctor, who is bringing balance to so many people's lives around the globe. And I'm just so happy and blessed that we are along this journey with Mr. Manifest. And special thanks to the Lotus Richet Ignites team for always rallying behind those that we serve to help them put their best foot forward, so that those that they serve can also put their best foot forward. And Kim, the Balance Doctor, the queen of daytime show, that's right, I said it, so it is. Kim, I just thank you for doing the forward, for having the humble heart and the kindness, and really showing up, letting the God in you show up. You know, a lot of people talk about God, a lot of people know about God, but a lot of people don't do about God, and you do about God. And so I just want to thank you for always being the queen that you are, and bringing us to the show. And I look forward to seeing so many more shows with It's the Kim Jacobs Show.
Y'all great. Only Lotus can sing that like that. Any closing comment from you, Manifest Impact?
Be encouraged. Know that you are here not by coincidence or accident, but by design. And if you haven't found your purpose, understand that your purpose has found you. Now is your time to walk in that purpose. And we want to continue in gratitude, Kim Jacobs Show, and gratitude, Dr. Lotus and the Ignite family, and gratitude, BTBY, for bringing us together, and gratitude, me allowing myself to take a chance on me.
Yes.
To say, what do I need to change, and how can I be an enrichment to someone else's life? And then this journey 20 years later, now being a true impact and a true significance and a resource and resilience for so many people, because we lead servant leadership by example. Integrity is not a word, it's a lifestyle.
Integrity is not a word, y'all. You got one big last drop the mic comment. It's not a word, it is a lifestyle. Quote, Manifest Impact Entity. OMG. Again, happy birthday, Jeremiah. He's an avid fisher and actor and all of the things that he loves to do. So we celebrate you today, my sweetheart, my baby son, Jeremiah. Okay, so again, scan that QR code. Go ahead and pre-order. You don't want to miss this opportunity. If you're just joining in or you're watching the replay, make sure that you scan that QR code. The book will be launching on April 21st. And it's going to be launching on the Dr. Lotus Richet Ignites You show, or Books That Boom Your Business. One of those episodes you're going to be catching Mr. Manifest himself over there. And we're going to be talking about the value of your superpower. How do you get that breakthrough? You're going to be able to know how to do that. And if you didn't learn today, you're under a rock, because he already told us how to do it, okay?
We under the rocks too.
And even the rocks
We
can
flow
run
like
out.
water. Wherever you are, that's where we gonna meet you at. But one final thing I do want to say in closing is that this is Easter Sunday that the book is following that launch on. So now the adults can have something to put in their Easter baskets. Put that book in your Easter basket.
Yeah.
That's so good. Put this book in your Easter basket. And
That's
and
right.
just like Jesus rose and was resurrected, we're going to be able to resurrect some things that's
Some
been
lives.
keeping you bound and imprisoned. You're going to be able to have some things be revitalized in your own life. So I'm excited about it. All right, everybody. That's today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I feel like you've thoroughly been blessed. I know I was. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Dr. Lotus Rashay, for co-hosting.
It was great, as always.
Thank you, Mr. Manifest Impact Entity yourself, for revealing and availing yourself to be here with us today and gracing us with your presence. God bless you. And God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Love you all. See you again tomorrow.
You're phenomenal.
You are phenomenal. Let's all point to the screen together and say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You are phenomenal. One more time so we can be on the same page. 1, 2, 3.
You are phenomenal.
God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.